It's been my experience that if you stay in it long enough, you never know what might happen. I had an opportunity about 10 years ago to do a job that I never should have had the opportunity to do. When I was like in high school, I would watch all the late night shows like Arsenio and Letterman, and I loved watching the band. Man, I just wanted to be in the Letterman band. When Arsenio came on in that band, I was like, that would be so much fun. But as I grew up and into music, I never pursued that. It wasn't even a thing you could pursue, and it wasn't even in my mind. I hardly ever even play live gigs, although I enjoy it. In 2006, I made an album with my partner Kool Kojak, which was largely recorded in Cuba. We made a little noise with that, and we had this project called Urban Legend. In 2011, I get a call from the woman who reps my catalog for Sync. And she calls me, she said, I got an odd call. She goes, there's an award show called the Guys' Choice Awards, and they're looking for a Cuban band to be the house band for this award show. Is that something you could do? Could you do a live version of Urban Legend? And I was like, yeah, sure, I could do that. Not thinking that this was ever in a million years gonna possibly come to fruition. Several weeks later, I'm speaking to her about another thing, and I said, I presume the whole live Urban Legend for the award show is not happening, right? She goes, oh no, it still might be. In fact, I just spoke to them earlier today, and from what I understand, it's between you and O. And I was like, well, they should definitely go with O. because, well, for one thing, O. is a band, and I'm not. Another week later, I get a call that the producer of the award show would like to meet me. And it's a very brief and odd meeting, and we don't even sit down in this woman's office. And she's kind of intense, and she's like, so listen, here's what we're doing. It's like Cuban themed, and she's showing me a model of the set. It looks like some Ricky Ricardo, kind of like some old school Tropicana vibe, right? And she's like, what I'm looking for is the roots, but Cuban. And so I'm like, yeah, well, I think that the reason that probably I came to your attention was because I have this project called Urban Legend, and we recorded in Havana, and I'm trying to give her my spiel, but it's clear she doesn't care. She's actually already picked me, I'm pretty sure. But she doesn't officially give me the gig. She shows me the model, and she's like, so this is where the band would be, and you'd be standing here, and I can see that she's got all those old school music stands with the fronts that would have the logos on them. And then like the guy out front, which is supposed to be me, is supposed to be leading the band. And I'm like, oh my God, there's no way I could do this. And I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. Kind of tell her why I could be the Questlove / Paul Schaefer of this event. I leave there and I'm like, man, I'm afraid I'm gonna get this gig. And I start calling everyone I know who I think I could possibly put together into this band. And of course I call my partner Kool Kojak, who I made the record with. And I'm like, yo, I think this is happening. In my mind, I'm like, he's gotta be the Ricky Ricardo. I could organize the thing and I can prepare the music, but Kojak could be there. He could MC, he could rap, he could have an MPC, and he could be triggering samples. We could both be out front, I'm thinking. Officially on Monday, I get the gig. I put my band together. We had a 12-piece band. I had our girl Destiny Wolf, who'd been part of the first Urban Legend record. We had Chalo, bringing the authentic Cuban flavor. Oscar Seaton on the drums. Oscar Cartaya on the bass. I only hired people named Oscar. Don't ask me why. 3 horn players, father and son team on percussion, Roland and Richie Gahate. And my buddy Roy Chaquette helped me put the arrangements together because all of this was happening inside of a 2-week time period. This show had every star under the sun you can imagine.
Look, here's Keith Richards and Robert De Niro.
Samuel Jackson, Jennifer Aniston, Ben Affleck, David Spade, The Rock. It was crazy. So the thing I'm most nervous about, aside from the fact that I hardly even do any local gigs, let alone lead a 12-piece band on TV, is playing in front of all these great musicians in rehearsal. Because I revere great players. That was one of the hardest parts for me, was just getting through playing in rehearsal, not to mention leading and being able to somehow wrangle 12. I don't think this is an opportunity that's ever gonna come my way again. I'm not Ricky Minor, I'm not Adam Blackstone, I'm not Paul Schaefer. It just happened once, and I got that chance to do it, and it was awesome.
Let's hear it for our house band, Urban Legend.
We might do Descarga del Barrio as one of the 30 seconds. In fact, let's run it.
¡Qué buen momento! ¡Sí, señor!